Yo, it's your man ROCKCOBAIN. You're tuned in to Ultralit TV, hosted by Cobain.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Evidence has emerged that the FBI played a direct role in infiltrating racial justice protests after the police killing of George Floyd in 2020. A new podcast out today called Alphabet Boys documents how the FBI paid an informant at least $20,000 to infiltrate and spy on activist groups in Denver, Colorado. The informant also encouraged activists to purchase guns and commit violence.
Yo, it's ROCKCOBAIN, and welcome back to another episode of the ROCKCOBAIN Show. Today we're going to talk about the sex offender that the FBI used to derail the Denver Black Lives Matter movement. Michael A. Windecker II, also known as Mickey Windecker. Windecker made more than $20,000 working for the FBI during the summer of 2020. It's stated that Windecker showed up on the Black Lives Matter movement scene the same summer of 2020 that he worked with the Aurora Police Department as well as the Denver Police Department. Windecker first came to prominence in 2015 when the Daily Beast reported that his criminal record had begun to create problems between him and his fellow fighters in the Middle East. He'd not only been arrested 28 times, but his charges varied from impersonating a police officer to third-degree sexual assault. Windecker was said to be 20 years old, while his victim in the court case was only 14.
My first time seeing somebody be flagged by Antifa as a risk to the movement, this, I believe, was spiked by the fact that Windecker's history as a registered sex offender came to light. I believe when he was 20 years old, he molested a 14-year-old child and failed to register as a sex offender in 2010. He was fined and jailed for that. And it is now coming to the attention of Colorado Springs anti-fascists, and they're starting to warn Denver comrades that this might not be somebody they want to have around. From the dialogue I've seen back and forth online, it looks like some of the Denver individuals would like to keep Windecker and don't see an issue with him. They have redeemed him or whatever from his past. Colorado Springs anti-fascists, however, are not a fan of having him in the movement. So let's go ahead and read about this. Here is a tweet from Colorado Springs Antifa. They say, Denver alert at sexual assault, child sexual assault. So I'm guessing those are the two charges that they discovered on this individual. Be aware of Michael Mickey A. Windecker II, who frequents Denver area anti-police protests. He was convicted of third-degree sexual assault when he was 20 and the victim was 14. They went ahead and included some pictures of him. This is a picture of him, I believe, at one of the protests. He wears a GoPro camera on his chest.
Windecker appeared on the Denver protest scene in the summer of 2020 when a nation was reeling from the on-camera murder of George Floyd. Floyd's killing also ignited anger over the death of Elijah McClain. All right. Now it's stated that Windecker stuck out like a sore thumb. He was in all camo, no hat, no mask, smoking an unlit cigar, in his 40s, and he was Caucasian. He also drove a silver hearse full of weapons. Pull up on different African Americans and different groups and different protesters and say, hey guys, let's go break windows, let's go agitate, let's go do stuff. Don't Black lives really matter? But the truth is, he was working with the police. On multiple occasions, Windecker led marches that ended up in police kettles, where he always seemed to avoid arrest. One person who attended the demonstration recalled an incident which Windecker led that collided with police and members of the far right, the Proud Boys. Mickey was one of the ones given the most directions on how to get out. But every time we turned, it was always turning towards the police or where the cops were hitting. And there's an excuse to why he wasn't arrested. Now there's a new podcast out that brought light, or is bringing light, to all of these allegations in this entire case. By September 2020, Windecker had earned enough clout that different organizations started to publish Twitter threads highlighting his criminal history. Windecker not only agitated the situations, but he worked with the police to get two of the Black Lives Matter members arrested and prosecuted. Zeb Hall said that he was growing frustrated with the protest. As a black father who was tied to the movement, with his grandparents' experience with racism, he viewed the 2020 protest as a chance for change. Instead, he had been beat up by police, leading to chronic headaches and fits of fatigue. Someone had made death threats against him, so he approached Windecker, who had talked a big game about his time hunting and ISIS, and told him, "I want to learn how to defend myself." Court documents confirm that Hall later requested that Mickey provide military-style training to him and others so they will be able to defend themselves. Well, of course, Mickey agreed. Mickey Mouse, the rat, agreed to provide training to Mr. Hall, but he explained that Mickey needed a firearm but could not purchase the firearm himself because he was a convicted felon. Mr. Hall agreed to purchase the firearm for Mickey after being told that Mickey was a convicted felon and that Mr. Hall's straw purchase would be illegal. He still went ahead and purchased it for him. Now, Hall says that he was confused about the purchase due to prior claims of being a diplomat by Windecker and that he already had a lot of guns in the back of the hearse. So Hall said that he was in fear for his life. In August 2020, Windecker gave Hall $1,500 to buy a gun. The pair drove to Bass Pro Shop where Hall bought a pistol under his name and gave it to Windecker. The following year, Hall was arrested and pled guilty to transferring a firearm to a felon. Windecker was also involved in another case of a local activist named Bryce Shelby, who expressed enthusiasm for plans to commit political assassination. It is said that Shelby drove by a potential target's home more than once and talked to an undercover agent about his willingness to pull the trigger. Police stated that the information that the CHS was receiving from different groups and protests was like a flash flood, the documents from the FBI read. There were different groups with different agendas trying to take advantage of the protests. This is a crazy, crazy situation, guys. In my personal opinion, you know, I like to give you guys a story, but I also like to give you my opinion. So I don't know if you guys remember or not, but in 2020 and 2021, when all the protests were happening, they were showing a lot of the white guys and a lot of the skinhead guys that would have on the militia outfits, or they would have on all black with masks with earpieces, and they would be breaking into these buildings and busting windows and just being major agitators, right? And we all were thinking that they were from the police or they were from, you know, the right wing, just causing up controversy because we wanted peaceful protests, you know? But for some reason, this right here goes to confirm everything that we thought. It was police and it was the F that were just agitating the situation. I feel like this is crazy. He did not only get one, but he got two of the Black Lives members arrested and charged. Not only did they use somebody with a rape on their background, but they used a Caucasian. And us black folk went right along with everything he was saying. Because at the end of the day, even though it was a Black Lives Matter movement, we still had to let the white man be in charge. Nobody sat back to themselves and said, do you think that this is accurate? That this man with no mask on, just coming in here parading like Colonel Sanders with a stogie? Y'all, nobody, not one of y'all said, you know what, this might be the police. Nobody thought that. Nope. It's no way this man was supposed to infiltrate this movement if it was as powerful and we stuck together like we thought and we said that we would. I ain't mad at him for getting his $20,000 and doing what he's supposed to do. I'm mad at him because he had... I can't say that on YouTube. I'm mad at him because he has flawed character issues. But he at HAN, where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? I hope. But I can't say it because I don't want YouTube. You know, I'm trying to make some money off this. But there is no reason why this man should have been able to do all that he did. You know what I mean? Y'all gang members, y'all kill each other. Y'all talk so tough. But then when it come down to people like this, y'all just let them slide right in and do what they want to do. Now, this whole case is crazy to me, y'all. The whole thing. Everything about it. I want you guys to like, subscribe, drop some comments, whether you agree with me, don't agree with me. I really don't give a, I don't care. Just drop it. It help the algorithm. Like, subscribe. It's free. Helping you out. All right? Like I always say, it's Neighborhood 6, and I'm going to keep on rolling.
Good evening or good morning. It's September the 3rd, 2020, roughly about 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was notified by some people that I know that are in groups that I'm in that there was an individual that posted a link involving stating some things about me, which I'm going to clarify tonight. These three things that I'm going to address to you are going to basically be truth, the bullshit, and the core of the subject. So there's a group that, or a individual that's claiming that they are Antifa Colorado Springs. And in fact, that I believe that they are actually not Antifa Colorado Springs because I believe they are actually a cop. At the end of the day, I put it to you like this. I've been to war. I've been to prison riots, and I've been on war in extreme violent situations on the street. I don't come from a very good background, but the Kurds gave me a second chance in life, and I respect that, and I'm honored to have that. So in the video, I will be posting pictures of the court document showing that, one, I am not a pedophile. I was 19 years old and dated a girl who said she was 18 years old and actually lied about her age. If I was a pedophile attacking your kids, I would not have custody of all 6 of my children. If I was, and a new word I learned because I'm not the smartest person on the planet, but I love to learn, when you call me the term of basically calling me an individual that does not respect women, and that I treat women as trash or that I hate them, I think my 8 sisters, my 3 daughters, and my 3 mothers would be very, very concerned about that situation. Actually, my mother, one of my moms is actually a lesbian, and I love them both. Look, at the end of the day, I don't care if you're black, white, yellow, brown, red, yellow, whatever color you are, blue with purple fucking polka dots. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, transgender, if you're a fucking unicorn. I don't care. But you have the right to live free and be happy like everybody else, and that's what I stand for.
Flexing, flexing, flexing on your bitch ass, nigga. Flexing, 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 counting this cash, nigga. Flexing, 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 take your bitch fast, nigga. Flexing, 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 use a bitch ass. Baby, your love is my drug, and I just can't get it enough. Infatuated by you and your touch, really can't get high enough. You got me feeling just like a fool for fucking around with you. And when I took the first hit of you, I really didn't have a clue, yeah. Nice and then I just lay back and watch you ride. Tonight I just might hit it from behind. Tonight I might go a little crazy, baby. Cause I'm tryna go half on a girl like you.